Hold on.
Dropping hangers as they make off with their illegal haul. This viral video of another brazen heist is the latest in a growing rash of retail robberies.
It's pretty scary. It's scary because they're just so brazen now, and they're just, it's things that I've never seen in my life before, and it's really, times are changing.
In most cases, employees and customers simply watch in disbelief. Too dangerous to try to stop the suspects. A Rite Aid clerk in Glassell Park lost his life, shot and killed by two thieves.
It's happened again. 4 women run off after stealing from the CVS pharmacy at Van Ness and Jackson in San Francisco, this time just before 6 Monday night. It's the latest grab-and-go crime in San Francisco that's forced many drugstores in the city to close. The man who took this video tells me he feels sorry for the workers who have lost their jobs or have had their hours reduced because of what he called out-of-control shoplifting. Organized retail theft has become such a hot-button issue that it's now a point of focus in the upcoming gubernatorial recall election.
This is where hundreds of people are streaming into the United States illegally right now. Certainly does not look like an international border there, but you can see the crowds of people down there. These are people who have just crossed it. And Brian, if we can pan up that dirt path, take a look. That's where they're all walking to the bridge right now. That's why there's so many people under the bridge. You can see them streaming in across the Rio Grande. That's when they officially cross illegally into the United States, and seeing the scope of it all over the place. It's wild. I mean, our border is wide open where you're looking at right now.
The number of violent crimes is soaring across the country. In Cook County, Illinois, home to Chicago, more than 1,000 people have been killed this year, the largest number in 27 years. In Philadelphia, there's a 13% increase in homicides from last year. 523 people have been killed.
A chaotic scene in Chicago, authorities scrambling after 3 officers were shot.
We need an ambulance. We got 3 POs shot. Get some ambulances over here.
According to the city's top cop, 36 Chicago police officers have been shot or shot at this year already. This morning's shooting comes on the heels of a violent 4th of July weekend in Chicago. More than 100 people shot, at least 18 killed. Now,
this is the 5th day of the president's overseas tour, and he was seen on camera with his eyes closed. It appears that perhaps he was dozing, and in these settings, cameras are all around, and the camera caught President Biden, who turned 79 later this month, with his eyes closed for a period of time. And you're right, these can be embarrassing situations.
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with
Trump. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. You don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. That's why I'm running. I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. My mind's going blank now. What's the song that is played where everybody is on the chair, everybody, what I can't remember it.
State lawmakers may help pay for people from other states to come to California for abortions if the U.S. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade.
If that were to happen, California would become a so-called sanctuary state. Today, the Future of Abortion Council, made up of state legislators and pro-abortion organizations, presented its list of recommendations.
Our political reporter Morgan Reiner has more on what this all means.
If Roe v. Wade is overturned, California is promising to help women, not just those in California, but across the country, keep their access to abortions. How? It starts with a list of 45 recommendations. Now, some of the big ones include paying for the person to travel to the state, daycare while here, and lodging. Another one is offering scholarships to medical students who promise to perform abortions in rural areas.
I have dreams and hopes and ambitions. Every girl graduating today does. And we have spent our entire lives working towards our future. And without our input and without our consent, our control over that future has been stripped away from us. I am terrified that if my contraceptives fail, I am terrified that if I am raped, then my hopes and aspirations and dreams and efforts for my future will no longer matter. I hope that you can feel how gut-wrenching that is. I hope you can feel how dehumanizing it is to have the autonomy over your own body taken away from you. And I cannot give up this platform to promote complacency and peace when there is a war on my body and a war on my rights. A war on the rights of your mothers, a war on the rights of your sisters, a war on the rights of your daughters. We cannot stay silent. Thank you.